Happy daily gospel to all of you. Stay with me and listen to this short 2-minute video, which includes a powerful reflection by St. Ambrose. Stay tuned until the end. Today's reading is from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 5, verses 21 to 43. When Jesus had crossed again in the boat to the other side, a large crowd gathered around him, and he remained by the sea. Then one of the synagogue leaders, named Jairus, came forward. Seeing Jesus, he fell at his feet and pleaded earnestly, saying, "My little daughter is dying. Please come and lay your hands on her, so that she may be healed and live." Jesus went with him, and a large crowd followed, pressing around him. Among them was a woman who had suffered from bleeding for 12 years. She had endured much under many doctors and spent all she had, yet instead of improving, she grew worse. Having heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, thinking, "If I just touch his garment, I will be healed." Immediately, her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was healed. Jesus, aware that power had gone out from him, turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" His disciples responded, "You see the crowd pressing against you, and yet you ask, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus kept looking to see who had done it. Then the woman, trembling with fear, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, confessing the whole truth. Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has saved you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." While he was still speaking, people from Jairus' house arrived and said, "Your daughter has died. Why bother the teacher any longer?" Ignoring what they said, Jesus told Jairus, "Do not be afraid, just believe." He did not allow anyone to follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they arrived at Jairus' house, Jesus saw a commotion, with people weeping and wailing loudly. He went inside and said, "Why all this commotion and weeping? The child is not dead, but asleep." They laughed at him. But after sending them all out, he took the child's father and mother and those who were with him and went to where the child was. He took her by the hand and said, "Talitha koum," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, arise." Immediately, the girl stood up and began to walk. She was 12 years old. Everyone was overcome with amazement. Jesus strictly ordered them not to let anyone know about this and told them to give her something to eat. Reflection by St. Ambrose. St. Ambrose, who lived from the year 340 to 397 AD, was the Bishop of Milan and one of the great doctors of the Church. His teachings deeply influenced the development of Christian theology, and he played a key role in shaping the faith of St. Augustine. He reflected on this passage, saying, "Before raising the girl, Jesus first healed the woman with the issue of blood to stir up faith in the crowd. The flow of blood ceased at his approach, showing us that when Christ is near, healing and restoration follow. Likewise, we believe in eternal life because we celebrate the resurrection of Christ, who overcame death through his passion. When Jairus' servant said, 'Do not trouble the master any further,' they did not believe in the resurrection. But Jesus, taking only a few witnesses, went to the child, for in the beginning only a few truly believed in the resurrection. People laughed at him when he said, 'The girl is not dead, but asleep.' Those who do not believe in eternal life see death as the end. But for those who have faith, death is only a rest before the resurrection." Jesus took the girl's hand, raised her up, and told them to give her food. This was to show that it was not an illusion, but a true restoration to life. How blessed is the soul that is lifted by the hand of Christ. May he take us by the hand in all that we do. May his truth guide our steps, and his wisdom nourish us with the bread of heaven, the body and blood of Christ. Thank you for watching. May God bless you abundantly.